5 seconds remaining.
All right, here we are. Best of 3 between Wheel and Planet Dog. We get into this draft. Took a short break after that hour-and-a-half game. And let's get on into it. Night Stalker, Sand King, Quap, Drow, all banned out by Planet Dog. Bristleback, Darkseer, Lycan, and Jug banned out by Wheel. They pick up Clockwork and Shadow Fiend for that early damage for Shadow Fiend with a Cog Denies. And then Wheel, they pick up Nyx, Witch Doctor, and Earthshaker, and Planet Dog going with Rubik. So, early parts of the draft. What are you thinking between these two teams right now?
I would definitely prefer to be on Planet Dog's side of the draft, I feel. Clockwork just does so much damage against all these 3 heroes. It's really hard to play against. And on top of that, they've got the SF gimmick, which is going to make his mid lane require a lot more focus from the other team. And their roaming heroes, presuming it's either a Nyx or a Shaker, are not ideal. So they're probably going to need a hero like Quap that I know she's banned, but something similar to like put some pressure.
Do you like the Clockwork Shadow Fiend kind of, not cheesiness, but with the Cogs and Eyes early? Like, what mid laner up against that is really going to work well? Gets that early damage from Shadow Fiend.
Something that can kill him, and then you need a support to help. No, I think it's stupid. It's the same thing as like the Plague Ward denies at Roshan when the pit used to be by the Dire mid lane, and they changed that. Obviously, that wasn't the reason they changed it, but you know, things like that shouldn't dictate the game, I think. Lanes are less and less important this patch in terms of like the overall gameplay. Mostly because players are better and they know how to come back from situations, but this is something like you can't just put someone mid anymore. You have to like have a purpose. It makes the game really hard, I feel. At least they have last pick, so they can get their mid then if they would prefer that.
Stands ready.
Dire team pick.
So you get the Sven, you've got Earthshaker, Witch Doctor, Sven, and Nyx, all of which have some pretty nice stuns for them. Personally, I expect a bunch of rotations to try and take out this Shadow Fiend. Got the Earthshaker and the Witch Doctor. They could come over with a nice Fissure and Cask. You know, maybe we see a Puck mid for Wheel coming into this game, or maybe even the Invoker again.
Reserve time.
I feel like Invoker would be really risky. You would like rely completely on getting Fissure blocks, and the clock also not starting mid and zoning you away.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think? You know, obviously Quap banned out already. Who do you think mid is going to work with this lineup? Work with Witch Doctor and Earthshaker to kind of get a couple of kills early.
Let me look at the hero pool, and I will come back to you. I mean, I suppose there's like Viper, Veno, the cliche Cancer-esque mid-heroes. Maybe even DP. The problem with DP though is you know, you don't have like a saving support or something. So it can be quite hard to play this game. But the mid laner either needs to be someone that can stand on his own and sacrifice in the lane so they can win other lanes, or it needs to be someone that puts a lot of pressure and can convert off the roam.
Reserve time.
Because what Dog have now is like, they have heroes you need to address. Legion is one of those off laners. If you put her in a one-on-one matchup, she might not win it, but she's going to contest farm, she's going to do really well, and she's going to have an impact in the game after that. So you want supports dedicated towards zoning that hero away because it's really annoying to lane against. Then you have a Shadow Fiend who's starting with extra souls, which most of the time requires some kind of focus. And then they're going to have this safe laner that's probably pretty free to do whatever the hell they want.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm trying to think what mid would come out for Wheel. I was thinking Ember, but I don't know if that's too greedy. Now you've got Razor in the safe lane. Razor has just been a hero that just tears up the game. Just so fast and just runs down a bunch of these heroes. And up against Sven, where you can get a duel and a leash out.
10 seconds
definitely can be a
remaining.
problem.
Yeah, now they're probably thinking of like another physical damage kind of scaling core because the Razor just does so well against the Sven. And Storm's their option, their pick, which is again pretty. I don't know, the supports are gonna have to do a lot to help him in the lane, but he's a hero that does really well at coming back with jungle farm, and they don't have any catch for him this game other than duel. Lift is not most likely long enough unless you get it into like a pushback from cogs and a hook shot.
Yeah, that seems to be what they're going to try and set it up with, and then you've got the Requiem kind of go with the duel and everything if they do get that lockdown. So you've got Razor, Legion, Rubik, Shadow Fiend, Clockwork up against Storm Spirit, Sven, Earthshaker, Witch Doctor, Nyx. And Wheel, they just came from upsetting Elements Pro Gaming after that hour-and-a-half game. Maybe they're a little tired. They didn't exactly get the longest break in the world. Planet Dog, they got to pretty much watch that entire game if they were doing so. Thoughts on these drafts? I'm kind of favoring Planet Dog, just a little bit based on players, but I like their team composition. Razor is one of those heroes that's been dominating lately, and Wheel did struggle to put away Elements Pro Gaming, where I think Planet Dog aren't going to fall into the same kind of cards that EPG did in the last game.
I'd agree. It's just personal preference, I suppose, but Planet Dog have like a more traditional kind of like lineup in this meta game, and they have 3 cores that are going to demand some kind of focus. And if 2 of them, or even 1 of them, are left alone, it can be really hard to deal with. Whereas for the other team, the Radiant, they have this like, you have 2 cores that you're gonna deal with, and then like the supporting cast. And the game pretty much comes down to how much impact the supporting cast is gonna have, and how well they enable their cores. Because Sven and Storm can easily carry this game if they get off to good starts, but I feel like they're just gonna have so much pressure in their lanes, and they're putting Nyx as a support. This hero, like, it doesn't particularly trade well. It's got a mediocre stun. Witch Doctor's okay. It's like good right click. They have some kill potential, but again, it's just. I feel like it's harder to execute. They're under the gun from like the get-go. I feel like, and it's never something I personally feel good again about.
Gonna get started here. Deep Ward. Nice ward placed by 33 on this Legion Commander. Gonna be going in this off lane. So you're, of course, looking and hoping for that early Blink Dagger. Got Rubik again in the game. And, Rubik, at least the last game, was kind of just that pseudo space maker. Go out in the lane, show yourself, and see what's coming your way towards the end of that last hour-and-a-half game. Is there... there's a lot for him to steal in terms of lockdown. You steal a Cask, you steal a Stormhammer, or even the Fissure, and a Rubik can kind of turn these mid-game fights around.
Yeah, I have a feeling he'll have a much more impactful performance this game. In the last game, it was just like, he had no real place in team fights. And he didn't really have any big spells to steal. It was really hard to play. So he just made space instead. This game, his team's going to want to fight once they get their items. Like, SF peaks pretty early with a decent lane. Like, once you get Treads and Dragonlance, Aquila, Wand. Similar thing with Razor once he gets Phase, Drum, Aquila. And then, regardless of whether Legion has Blink, you just need like a hook shot from Clock and you're good to fight.
So what do you think of these lanes? You've got Razor up top, and for right now, Clockwork's probably gonna, just stick over in the off lane, maybe head over mid, and Rubik just coming around, maybe we're gonna just pick off this courier, and is going to deliver items. Rubik might be able to get something if it comes back. Did they spot that? Yeah.
Yeah, they pinged him, so they know. Slightly mistimed, but He has a lot of freedom to move this game because Shake is not an offlaner that's particularly going to pressure Razor. The wave's going to be drawn back, so it's in favor of like the Shaker getting some CS under tower. But, he's doing the right thing by pressuring mid if he doesn't die.
Now he's stunned up. J4 getting very low. 2 more shots would have taken him out, but with the early souls of Kaiser, you can't really stay in his face too long. You take just too much damage. 18 souls already. And J4 getting a little bit low. Maybe he doesn't want to stick in his lane too long, but they do get that stun out on Kaiser.
And now clock's in.
Looking to harass him out. Here comes the clock. They're going to try and get those cogs. They lock in the storm. He's going to be lifted up by J4 on the telekinesis. Still not dead just yet, but has no more mana. This should be first blood, and will be for Kaiser and Planet Dog.
That's a sad storm. Meanwhile, LC's contesting CS bottom. Razor's completely fine top. It's looking pretty grim already. They really have to find a way to upset this, because otherwise Planet Dog is just going to do the same thing again and again. The game is very choreographed, very easy at this point.
Seems like they can really just run away with this one, where Storm, who is looking like he's going to have a pretty unhappy start, and that boosts Kaiser way forward, and he's going to be hitting hard very early onto a bunch of these heroes.
Kind of like a Dream SF game in a way. Sure, there's a lot of stuns to deal with, but A, you want the only focus, and B, your start's going to be amazing.
And bottom, with just the Witch Doctor and the Sven, like, the Legion can stay down here, no real huge trouble. Maybe it's Sven getting level 4 or 5, Legion might have to watch out. But even then, it just seems like Legion's going to be able to contest some farm, and Sven's not going to have that, you know, amazing game that you're always hoping for.
I mean, his goal is just to be annoying and contest as much as possible. And like, if you look at him trading hits right now, he's pretty happy doing this.
Yeah, they're just trying to set up a Storm Hammer and then cast, but it's not going to bounce to anybody. Ooh, nah, that's not the play. They're going to get the kill. Xiang gets himself a kill in 33. Maybe not the play to go back in on that, and maybe wanted to retreat. So.
It's still pressure, though. Like, Sven's out of regen now. And if a clock ever comes down to the lane with like level 2 and catches the Witch Doctor out, it's pretty free kills. Right now he's focusing more on the mid lane though, which the Radiant side see because of their vision. Well, look at this next hero, right? If he goes top to gank with this Invis rune, what's he gonna do? He's just sapping XP doing nothing.
Yeah, and they're
if
leaving
he goes
Storm
mid,
wide open.
Like, what do? You right click a few times and you realize, yeah, I've got no place here. It's just like, it's a hard game for him to have impact. And he can't just sit and pull in the safe lane either because it's a contested lane.
Meanwhile, bottom, they'll get the kill on the Witch Doctor. They come over. It's pretty easy to set it up. You get the telekinesis, you land them next to Clockwork, get the cogs, and then you just hit away with the battery assault, and that's about it. And now they'll make their way over to the Sven.
He doesn't have boots, they do. GG.
This Sven could be in a lot of trouble. They're going to make the rotations over. It looks as though they'll get the kill on the Shadow Fiend. The rotation came out from J4. Try to counter that, but both the Earthshaker and the Nyx make their way over to get a kill on Kaiser.
Might be a bit heavy on the commitment side, but I think it's definitely needed. He now has less souls than when he started the game. Yes. Well, the lane. Sorry. But they have to keep that up. And one gank might happen where he overstays his welcome a bit, they TP in, and Shaker gets a Bishop block.
Clockwork trying to get himself a kill. He might be in a little bit of trouble. Press the attack, he's going to purge that stun. He tries to continue to go in, but now there's the cast. And he gets cogs on too. I'm not too sure they can do anything with it though. There's the Fable, and they actually do. Overwhelming odds will get the kill onto the Sven. Nyx is going to fall as well to 33. Ends up being a big time 2-for-1 in favor of Planet Dog.
Mango Gaming. And, you know, huge trades for them. It's just pressure, you know? And having a 1k net worth lead this early. And by the way, I hate this new, whatever you want to call it, net worth thing in the middle. It's completely garbage. Can they please just give me the old one back?
The one they had just come out with was so perfect. I don't know why you'd why would you touch it? Meanwhile, down bottom, Stormhammer comes out on the Legion Commander. They're gonna look to maybe Cask, but I don't think they have enough damage to clean him up anyway. Yeah, it was so perfect to have that net worth give you the exact number.
I don't even know what it's meant to do now. It's just like, I have to actually look at graphs.
Bottom,
I
looks
can't
as though
remember
they'll
my
get this Witch Doctor with the Battery Assault. Cogs pushes him forward. Battery Assault, one more shot. Juan's gonna get the kill. Now they've got the Telekinesis. Battery Assault still kind of ringing away. Yang's gotta watch out. Nyx is here. The stun could come. No. 33. I think he's gonna be looking for the overwhelming odds, but he doesn't have enough mana for it. Spike Carapace is gonna stop J-Force, though, trying to run away. There's the Stormhammer. Do they have stun? It's up in 3 seconds, so they have the Impale ready to go. No Telekinesis just yet. Fade Bolt not going to be able to be thrown out towards the Sven, and now the Cask is going to bounce to the Legion Commander, but still looking like he's going to manage to get away at the life and cost of a Clockwork.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Don't think the clock needed to die there, but it was really good stun from the Nyx. Realized the situation pretty quickly.
So 5-5, pretty even overall. Just a 1,000 net worth lead for Planet Dog, but Sven has to go all the way back. Finally picks up those treads, but Legion doing the same. So that lane kind of open. Nobody's really getting an advantage from either of these heroes backing all the way up to their base.
And now the problem's going to start coming in where Storm and Sven, they're really good cores when they're playing from ahead. They have really easy ways to push their advantages. But when they're equal or behind, especially against the trio that Dog have, it's really hard for them to ever commit. Sven's going to show himself in fights, so it's really easy to link him. The Storm can't really man-fight any of the heroes because his mana pool early game does not give him the flexibility to like move in and out of fights. He can maybe move in, do a few zips, and then maybe get out. It's not easy. You know, you've got very hard pool to manage early. And they need time, and they need creeps, and they need ancients. So far, they don't have many ancient stacks on the shrine, but they do have one on the upper side. But Sven's going to take forever to take those. Like, he's still 3 minutes away from having a mask, if he doesn't die again. And you kind of need the mask to take ancients. You also need level 6, which you'll get shortly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Clock might even get a solo kill here if Storm uses all his mana.
Radiant's middle
and then
tower
goes off.
is under attack.
Yeah, what? I don't know why that took so long. We take a look at the Clockwork, he gets stunned down. Meanwhile, Kaiser gets a kill on the Witch Doctor. I wasn't looking at that. I kind of expected something to happen mid when Clockwork was just TPing right in front of a Nyx. But he sat there, and I thought maybe they'd move in on him. And that's where...
With what though, right? Like Storm has 200 mana, his Soaring's on cooldown. When the stun happens, he doesn't have his pull.
That's true.
That's their problem. Their resources cut really thin this game.
Yeah,
Shaker's having a decent off lane. Storm's okay on CS because he's getting access to the jungle right now, but the SF's 200 gold away from his Dragonlance. Drums are going to come out in 300 for a Razor, and then I think they're about ready to start invading the safe lane. They might not go with all 5 heroes. They probably don't need to, but also at 10 minutes, Clock is probably going to get level 6. He's going to get this wave, push him into 5, and then someone's going to buy in the tomb, I imagine. Unless Rubik's greedy and wants his 6.
I'd like to see a Rubik 6. Might do more. We take a look over. Midstorm's going to try and go in on Milan. He does drop those cogs to keep himself distance away from that storm, so he'll stay alive for the time being. And Rubik did buy that tome. We'll see if it goes to the Clockwork or if Rubik goes for it. He's just about level 6, so he'll probably give it to the Clockwork.
No, you already used it.
Oh, did he already use it? It came to him?
Yeah, I think that's a misplay. Clock does way more with his 6 this game.
But he had just bought it.
Rubik will also like get 6 from winning the fight, and clock getting 6 enables you to take the fight with the items I just mentioned. Like Razor's going to go back to base now. If clock is 6, they smoke, they get easy initiation. Now, it's still probably pretty easy, let's be realistic, but you know, this is me nitpicking because I can. Like, if he has hook here, that's a dead Sven, but guess what, they see him.
And they don't have telekinesis just yet, and the cat's going to bounce around with Shadow Fiend. They get the TP in from the Earthshaker. They're going to get the Fissure coming out on 2. He's going to try and charge up that Requiem. Meanwhile, on the back end, J4 is going to end up dying. They're going in further for this Witch Doctor. The Raze is going to get themselves a kill. Stormhammer comes out on 2. There's the Requiem. And yeah, you can see it there. Kind of neuters that gank. And Storm coming in pretty deep. There's the Cogs press. The attack is going to be used on this Legion. Let's see if they can turn it around. They really don't have anything. They don't have hookshot. They don't have telekinesis. Nothing to lock down these heroes. They'll be able to turn around, walk away, and retreat.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
At the end of the day, though, it's still the major objective going their way. They don't get the kill on Sven, but the fight doesn't go too badly. They get the tier 1. They still have Drunk Churches on Razor available, which, if he was there, would have probably netted them a kill. He was a bit too far away. And what's the Radiant's response? Sven's top lane pushing out, trying to get some farm. Shaker's defaulting back to the woods to get his dagger, which isn't going to be at too bad of a time if he continues getting the same rate of farm. It's just unfortunate that they don't really have any counterplays right now. Nyx is 6, but who's going to gank with him, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Storm, if it's like a support kill. But you don't have the damage to follow up on any of the cores unless it's multiple heroes, and then it becomes quite obvious, especially with the vision that's out on the map right now. It's not easily dewarded vision either. It's going to scout a lot of movements, like maybe the next TP even gets scouted here and they don't defend this top tower and they go push a tier 2 instead.
So up top, they're looking for this tier 1. It's going to get glyphed out. They've already lost their tier 1 bottom, so just trying to even out the safe lanes. They still need 3 heroes, almost 4 heroes to really make sure they get this tower. Meanwhile, over bottom, Planet Dog are going to push the tier 2. They have hookshot now, so they could set up pretty nicely if someone comes in to TP, especially you give that, you know, the very easy opportunity when you're TPing in.
You kind of need to already have heroes here. You can't TP in 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Chances are they're just going to forfeit the tower and opt to farm. Sven's going to, what is this, triple quad stack? Yeah, it's quad, I think. And he's going to clear that out. That's going to give him a lot of levels. Bring him more in line with the Shadow Fiend, but, you know, still behind.
There's just nothing really they can do to stop that tower from going down, and now they actually look towards mid. God Strength's been used, it's almost off, and if they come over and land a nice hook shot, they could get themselves a nice kill on a Sven, and they're starting to head over that way with the Clockwork.
This is almost similar to the last game where the Radiant are just going to wrap, and then they're going to get their items, and if the game goes that late, they have a chance. If the game continues at this pace, so where they're losing real estate all the time, the other guys are still farming really well, it's not easy. LC has Blink as well now, so secondary form of initiation is online.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't see what Witch Doctor and Nyx do this game. They just can't fight. They need like a godly echo, and they don't know Shaker has Blink yet, so there is the surprise factor. Maybe Nyx can bait something here, but Shaker's not in position at all.
And they're already going to kill that Nyx, and Nyx comes on forward. I click on the wrong hero, a little bit too far back. Catch the end of that death, and now they smoke up. They might want to go around.
They saw the particles here, so they should know. And with where Elsie's positioned as well, it's not like they could easily wrap around.
And it's just the Earthshaker too. Like, he's coming all the way around and his team's not there. So he's smoked up, and he might even get caught out by this Legion Commander who already blinked. Smoke's going to be broken. Now they look over at the Earthshaker. He might try to get this duel. There's the Echo Totem. So now Storm comes over, and they actually turn it all around onto Legion, so just unfortunate that he blinked past the Earthshaker. Now they've got the static link out on this. Nick's already used the Spike Carrier. Should be an easy kill, and Swift Ending's going to get one in return, so pretty nice overall.
I feel like now you know there's no Echo, you go Roche, but they might just want to wait for SF to get his BKB 700-800 away. And that's like the safety net. At that point, the only thing that really screws him over is Bishop block positioning. He's not going to care about physical damage from his farms.
Have the hook shot up top. They do get Milan. Stop him with the cogs. Now they've got the cast bouncing around. Witch Doctor has his ult if he chooses to use it. But instead we'll just let Earthshaker fall. It'll be an easy kill going the way of Planet Dog, now 10-7.
So it's all just going to be a tier 1 tower.
And that opens up time for Shadow Fiend to get that BKB. Yeah.
And then it lines up a bit nicer in terms of like the control they have around the map, the vision they've got. And Roche is like they didn't have a medallion or anything, so it would have taken a while. And you know, it's risky, right? There's no reason for them to take a risk. They're in control of the game. As long as they don't completely step off and they don't overstay with like dives or being overly ambitious, they're completely fine right now. I'll be really happy with how this is going.
You know, you said this game was kind of looking like the last game. Here, though, Planet Dog, they have this 7,000 net worth lead, where last game, Elements Pro against Wheel, it was always that close 1 to 2k net worth advantage. It was always very close. And right now, Planet Dog, they just have this huge lead where they are sitting back, finding their pickoffs, and kind of playing it at their pace. They're letting, you know, the map is moved, and the game is moved the way they want it to. Now they actually look for this duel, and they're going to find it. Should be an easy kill. They get Witch Doctor, and that's the first duel damage of the game for 33.
Considering how far ahead they are, you'd expect more. But he's been using duels in like initiation situations, which is fine. Like he doesn't need to do damage this game. He should catch any extras. Are nice.
It's a nice catch there for him. He's at about 1,400 gold. Wants to probably get that Blade Mail next.
It's not the best Blade Mail game, I feel like.
Yeah, Witch Doctor doesn't hit you that hard. Earthshaker doesn't hit you that hard, but if you duel someone like a Sven, maybe it's worth it.
I feel like he's gonna want to not just be a duel.
Yeah, he's going for
and Blade Mail kind of plays into that a bit more. BKB is probably unnecessary yet, maybe a third item. But whether you want to go Armlet or Hellbird, just I think more stats are good. Because the main problem here is like you're gonna force one hero to hit you, and that hero's gonna die if the fight doesn't go horribly with or without Blade Mail.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people who are going to worry about hitting you with Blade Mail is like Sven when he has Mask of Madness and his altar, and he's cleaving. I think he still hits anyway because he has to do damage. But,
Here he goes.
I don't know. It's not like you're against Shadow Fiend and these heroes that have like a huge amount of damage that they need to put out in a short window. Like free heroes, it just doesn't affect at all. Unless Shaker, I don't know. He hasn't even got level 4 totem yet, so he doesn't right click at all.
So, just continuing to sit back as Planet Dog. You see the damage taken by the Rubik, picks up drums. And then you've got that Dragon Lance and the BKB ready on the Shadow Fiend. So, it seems like they're at that point where they can fight.
Yeah, they're gonna smoke
next on
now.
Milan. Do they have a smoke? Yeah, they have a smoke ready on Rubik, so...
Yeah, they want to push this wave and then go. And they're gonna see the Sven with the sword. They're not quite in position. They can smoke and catch him at the shrine. It would might not be a bad place for the Radiant to fight, but they're on their own smoke mission and they have no fucking clue what's on the map right now, because they're just smoking to like maybe get a ward out and protect their storm. Right, the Witch Doctor's going pretty deep to get this vision, and if he doesn't see anyone here, then it might trigger the idea that Planet Dog are doing a smoke or Roche themselves.
Yeah, they have 4-man smoke. They're gonna head over. They actually ping out where Sven was, so they're not gonna find anything just yet. Let's see if they cross over.
Haste.
And they will get close to Sven. Let's see if they do end up getting themselves the kill. He's going to be going to the high ground, so you don't want to go too far forward on that. You want to try and get yourself some vision so you don't get it turned around on you by this Wheel Gaming, and that's exactly what they're going to do with the Rocket Flare. But now...
And the Nyx is really far away scouting, so if they can take a fight right now, it would be really, really good for them.
Yeah,
Earthshaker if they find Shaker, that's like ideal.
Blinks away, Hookshot's going to miss, and now this, what was a smoke opportunity, seems like it could just kind of be for naught. You've got Sven TPing out. They do get the duel on the Earthshaker, so there's their consolation prize. And they will end up getting the kill. They do steal Fissure, too.
Pretty good overall for them. Like,
it's dual damage.
At the very least, for the Radiant, though, it's not like they took a fight around Roche and then they got a big objective afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, they lost to Shaker, who already has his blink. Their other two cores are on the other side of the map, starting to take Ancients and push the waves out. It could have been way worse for them.
Just definitely seems like a game taken where, you know, I guess maybe it's just open qualifier syndrome where you want to take a game as slow as possible. You want to make sure you do everything right, because both of these teams kind of hesitant on a couple of aspects of this game.
You think so with Dog?
Do
you mean like you want them to push high ground or go Roche or something?
I just feel like they are sitting back a little bit, but they're playing it, you know, nicely. Now they're kind of roaming as 5. It's a little bit different than what they were doing just a moment ago. Like before the smoke, they were kind of just sitting back, working on their farm.
They're just getting lanes out and getting the right items.
Yeah.
Because you can't smoke when the lanes are pushed in, otherwise people are good enough to read that information very easily. The minimap is like reading a book. You have to make sure people don't know what the hell's going on in your book.
Storm Force, double damage.
And if you make it super easy to read, like you can tell this character's gonna die on page 5, 20 pages before he dies, you know. I know it's a shit analogy, just bear with me, you get the point.
Well, you know, I don't read. Thought you'd know that. I only do picture books.
I'm sure most of Twitch chat do as well. Picture books are the shit though.
So they are gonna end up getting this Roche, so it worked out for them in the long run. Just to, you know, sneak in there, get into Roche, and now head towards the jungle. This is where their aggression's gonna start to look out for them, and he's gonna run into the Sven. Does he? I don't know if he spotted them there to go for that hook shot, but he backs off.
Well, they don't have their Razor just yet, he's pushing out waves, so they might just wait for him to get that pushed far enough, and then they want to like control this area, keep these two waves pushed in, then they're gonna go top like this, and then take this.
Do they wait for the BKB on Razor before they make a move?
I don't think they have to. I think they just want to shove this wave, and it's going to be 30 seconds soon, so the next set of waves are going to spawn. They're going to kill this wave, they're going to kill this wave, then they're going to go like this, I think. If they want to wait for Razor's BKB, it's 1300 away, so that's most of their H's time. I don't think he needs it to win fights right now. Especially if they get a decent hook. I'm not sure that's for hook though. Poor Milan.
And it missed anyway, so. Has he hit a hook yet?
Yeah, I think so.
He's
missed the past 2 initiations, but to be fair, like, hooks are pretty long cast time and animation, and if the other guy's got a blink, he's not going to get hit by it if he's seen a smoke pop. You know, you need vision for it. But they are actually opting to wait for Razor's BKB, which is going to make their Aegis window a lot shorter. He's farming pretty quickly, he's halfway there already. He's going to tell LC to block off his Ancients, I'm pretty sure. No? Wow. That's a giving core player. Wish I played with people like this in the past.
Give you that nice farm, and I think, you know, you want that halberd to come out. Stop the Sven.
See, now it feels pretty disjointed, but the other team can't really punish this because they don't know where the other guys are.
They've got the Vendetta, also the stun. Shadowfiend might be in a little bit of trouble. Coming on over is going to be the Storm Spirit. The BKB is finally going to be popping. He's going to try and get that Requiem off, and now they start striking away at this Earthshaker. Ooh, he's going to end up dying, so it's an 11,000 net worth lead. They see the Storm Spirit. He's able to TP out. Meanwhile, Witch Doctor, he'll be the next victim of this pretty poor engagement onto the Shadow Fiend, and they'll lose too, so don't even lose the Aegis. He's got Scotty ready. BKB's almost up for Razor. They can just push this tier 3 and maybe force the hand of Wheelchair Gaming.
I think they just end right now. Like, this is the Scatty Shadow Fiend at 25 minutes. And the item for LC is on the way. The mid set of racks are exposed as well, but there is still Echo to worry about.
And they're not grouped up too tightly, so you know the Echo's available.
They need to like bait the fight to happen first, and then the Echo to come in when the rest of the team go like this.
Shadow Fiend kind of locked up in both those fissures, and now not going to be in too much trouble. There's the God Strike. The Echo Slam comes out on 3, and now they're going to zip on forward with this Storm Spirit. They're going to get themselves a kill on J4. The duel comes out onto the Earthshaker, so it's a 1-for-1 trade right now. BKB is going to be popped by the Shadow Fiend. They've got the old running in through from the Witch Doctor. Milan's going to try and go in and make something happen. Another Requiem comes out at Shadow Fiend. He might drop in this fight. They finally take out the Sven. They take out the Witch Doctor. They're looking for more in this Earthshaker as Razor's still continuing to run in. A nice stun from the Nyx. And now with that Spike Carapace, he's going to lock up the Legion Commander and the Razor for a split second longer, but they lose 3, and I'm pretty sure it was 4 as the Earthshaker bought back. He goes in, looks for the Echo Totem, zipping in is going to be the Storm Spirit, and Swift Ending is going to have to try and run away, but he's zipped on forward. Swift Ending, can he stay alive? He's got 100 health, he links up Storm Spirit, now he's got to run. He's got no more damage to hit this Razor. So they end up killing the Earthshaker again, a huge team fight for Planet Dog. They end up taking both buildings of these racks down bottom.
And they didn't even kill the Aegis. It's pretty demoralizing.
Wow. Great fight for Planet Dog, and they get out of there pretty much unscathed.
Yeah. The only upside for them is that the Aegis isn't going to be able to be used in like a second racks push. This is where Dog either just use their overwhelming gold lead to say fuck it and go, or they wait for the Aegis to spawn again.
Well, they might even just wait for the Aegis to expire, get the regen, and then go back in. Get that full health.
I don't see a point going when your Aegis is gone, unless you feel like you've got the items to do it, which they probably do.
But we've seen it before. You know, Wheelchair Gaming, they were just the ones last game up 20,000 net worth. You know, they did win that game, but they ended up throwing away 20,000 on the net worth. Hookshot comes in. This one's going to land on the Earthshaker. They get the dust. And Diff is in a whole bunch of trouble. There's the Link to steal some of that damage. They get the dual win. Legion Commander looking pretty nice with 52 damage, and now they take their looks towards this Witch Doctor, get another kill, and 2 are dead.
2 pretty big picks, so just go down the mid. No Echo to worry about for 30. We can see doesn't have buyback. They probably know this as well because of how the game's been going and what's in his inventory. So now the Storm's just trying to TP and cut waves, but unfortunately he missed half of it. Feels bad, man. And they still have BKBs on both cores.
Take this tier 3. There's the Storm Hammer. Press the attack to purge that off. He uses God's Strength, so they got to see if they can go in any way. Linking up on the Shadow Fiend. He might be in a little bit of trouble, but nope. Storm Spirit's going to back off. Use that Shrine to heal up. They're trying to use that Spike Carapace to set something up, and a nice 4-step to push Razor out of the way. Another hookshot comes in. That's going to land on the Witch Doctor. Cogs aren't going to lock him up. There's the Requiem getting charged up, but they get a nice Echo Storm to stop that. They get the Fissure to follow it up. Requiem getting charged up once again. Sven's dead. Witch Doctor dead. And Storm, see you later. GG call. Planet Dog take game 1.
Pretty convincing. I think their draft was massively superior. Made it look pretty simple in the end for them. Their execution was pretty clean as well. Made very few errors. I think the biggest mistake they made was not giving Clock his 6 before they wanted to fight, and Rubik using the 2.
Yeah, if that's
Which
your
says
biggest,
a lot, you know. That's a really small mistake.
yeah, I was just about to say, if that's your biggest mistake in the game, I'll take it. You win that game quite convincingly, 25-9, 25,000 net worth lead. Swift ending went 8-0-7, Kaiser 7-1-9. I mean, Planet Dog really dominating, and you know what do you think's going to come out the next game? Just more of the same, or you think Wheelchair kind of go back to the drawing boards and look for more?
I think Pro Dota are going to be pretty happy drafting similar things because they think they're the better team, and I think they kind of also just proved it. So for the Finn stack, I don't know. I think they just need to draft something that's like a bit more conventional. Because so far, like the previous game to this, where they played against Megas for a while,